Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Late night recording, over-unders, week 18. Let's get this money. First game, we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. The Bears over under 43. Money, money, money! Money! I'm going over. I know Fields is not playing this game. I know Nathan Peterman is absolutely tragic as a starting quarterback in this league. But you want to know something else that's bad? This Bears defense. The Bears have been tanking ever since they traded Robert Quinn. Without Roquan Smith, you can just ride through them. You can jog through them. You can do whatever the hell that you want. And for me, the Vikings need to respond this game. I mean, we're seeing Vikings using excuses like the turf at Green Bay. No, it's because they didn't play good. I think O'Connell will get these boys revved up. First three quarters, I think they go really hard on the Bears. They get into the 30s. And we know this Vikings defense, they're having trouble stopping whoever plays quarterback. I'm going over the 43. Make it a damn money pick. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell at the Green Bay Packers. Over, under 49. I'm going under, and I know. When I say Lions, you go bet the under, then you go take the money. I get it, but I'm going under here. Not a lot of confidence because of two things. I do think there is a little bit of truth to some of the stuff you guys have been saying about the Lions just not being as dynamic outdoors as when they're in the dome. They're playing outdoors, cold weather. But secondly, and most important thing, Packers have the slowest pace of game in the league. I believe they're still at the slowest pace, and that helps keep games under. I think the Packers offense will actually have some problems like they did in the first meeting. I'm going under the 49. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes at the Las Vegas Raiders. Over, under 52.5. I'm going over. Not a lot of confidence here. I just think this is more about Josh McDaniels being able to scheme up a few points. He doesn't want to look like Carr being benched or Carr being cut in the next few weeks was a mistake. I think he schemed some things up for Stidham. I think the Chiefs have a good game against a really bad Raiders defense. I'm going over the 52.5. A little bit high to bet, though. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jags. AFC South on the line. Over, under 40. I'm going over. I just think this finds a way to get to over. There's very little science here. Josh Dobbs starting at quarterback for the Titans is never a good thing. But you want to know what is good? Watching Trevor Lawrence with that long blonde hair slinging in the air, slinging the rock down the field. I just think this Titans defense, I'm not going to say they've given up because no Mike Vrabel team loses fight or loses verb, but it does seem like they're out of ideas, and that secondary is really struggling, and the pass rush just isn't going. I'm going over because of what the Jags are going to do to their defense. Next game, we got the Houston Texans at the Indianapolis Colts. Over, under 38. Money, money, money. Borderline. I know this is built for the degenerates. I'm going over the 38. I know both teams are in tank mode. But I actually think that helps facilitate the over. I don't have a hell of a lot of science here. I just think both teams get to the 20s. I'm going over, making a money pick. Next game, we got the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Over, under 40.5. I'm going under here. When you say Steelers, I say under. That's just how it's been this whole year. They've had some really low unders, like 36. Cleveland's had a 33 this year, albeit to bad weather. I just think the pace of game's going to be extremely slow. I think both offenses will struggle. I'm not down on Deshaun Watson like everyone else is, but Stefanski, his offense just isn't high-paced. There isn't a lot of stuff downfield. Steelers playing for the playoff lives with Tomlin coaching that D. I'm going under the 40.5. I really like it. I wanted to make it a money pick, but something about it feels like a bit of a trap. Next game, we got the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. Over, under 38.5. Money, money, money. Money. I'm going under. And listen, this game has potential to get out of control. But I just don't think we see good play from Mike White. And I just don't think we see good play from Skylar Thompson or Teddy Bridgewater. It comes down to that. And I think this Dolphins team, I think they've ran out of steam. I mean, the defense has actually been playing pretty good ball, but this offense just seems out of ideas, and I don't think this Jets team is going to quit. If you think the Jets quit, go back to over. If you think this Jets team is coming in to fight, coming in to play their normal type of game, then I think you have to bet under. Make it a money pick. Next game, we got the Tampa Bay Bucks at the Atlanta Falcons. Over, under 40.5. I'm going over. Don't bet this one. I think we could see Tom Brady pull that halftime. I'm going over. I think Ritter has some things to prove. And the Falcons, I just don't think they're going to tank and lay down this game. I think it's going to be competitive. I think Tampa Bay is going to be resting a lot of guys. I'm going over the 40.5. Next game, we got the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. Over, under 41.5. I'm going over. And the Panthers games have been really tough to call this year when we're talking point totals. Either their defense plays amazing or their defense gives up 30 or 40. There just hasn't been a big in-between. I think the Saints finished the year with a bang, and I think the Panthers are able to generate points against the really, really old front seven that the Saints have on defense. I'm going over the 41.5. Next game, we got the New England Patriots at the Buffalo Bills. Over, under 42.5. I'm going over because the Bills are involved, but I don't think we know enough about the mental state of Buffalo this game or what they're going to do. Like, are they fighting for seeding? No one knows that answer. NFL has not said anything as of right now. I'm going to go over just for the sake of the video, but I want to say something. Like, I know the Hamlin situation, it scared people, it mortified people. Like, I get it. It's not fun to watch anyone drop down on live TV, borderline dead. But I just think this reinforces the lesson. No day, no week is promised to you. Just enjoy every day. I hope all of you are doing good. Let's get to the next game. We got the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals. Over, under 40.5. Money, money, money. Money. I love this over. I love this over. Now, before you go bet it, I just want to know that Burrow's starting, that offense is coming out to play. That's really all the information your boy needs about this game. This Ravens defense, they've put up valiant effort after valiant effort the last 6 weeks, but I do think they're overrated. I do think a little bit of it is them playing bad offenses. Can we be honest about it? And I do think this Ravens, on the offensive side of the football, I do think they'll have some answers. It looks like Huntley's going to play because they're +7. If Lamar was in there, they'd probably be +4, +3. But I think Huntley will be able to generate some stuff, and the Bengals are banged up on defense. I think they got a lot of second-string dudes playing. I'm going over the 40.5, making a money pick. Next game, playoffs on the line. We got the Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. Over, under 41.5. I'm going under. I think this is going to be a tough fought game. I think the Rams keep it close. I think it's going to be an absolute battle royale. I don't think this Rams defense is quitting. Now, this Rams defense isn't too good, but I don't think they're going to lay down. I don't think they're going to fight. Baker Mayfield, he is playing a Seahawks defense that, let's be honest about it, it is a bottom 10 defense in the league, but there's only so much he can do with that bad offensive line, and plus he's not really good either. I'm going under the 41.5. Next game, we got the New York Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. Over, under 43. I'm going over, man. Not a lot of science. Not a lot of starters playing. Not a lot to fight for. It's just going to go over. Next game, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. Over, under 40. I'm going to go over here, man. And this is probably Cliff Kingsbury's last game coaching NFL football. Probably for the better, but I still have some funny memories of him as a head coach, at least. I never really liked the play calling, but he does bring a different bit of style. I'm going over because I don't think the Cardinals are laying down here. I think they'll put up points. I don't think the 49ers is going to go hard mode or God mode on them. I think the 49ers take it easy on defense. And has anyone slowed down this 49ers offense recently? Like, ever since Purdy got in there, it seems like they're putting up 27, 30, 35 every damn game. I don't know if... It's one of the craziest stories in a crazy season. I'm going over the 40 in the Cards 49ers. Next game, AFC West. We got the Los Angeles Chargers at the Denver Broncos. Over, under 39.5. I'm going over. I know there isn't a lot to fight for this game. We got that money pick with the Broncos covering last week against the Chiefs. This is about the over-unders. I think this Broncos offense puts up 17. I think they can get to 17. I know that's asking an awful lot out of this Broncos offense. On the other side of the ball, I do think this Broncos defense is really worn down. I just don't know how much health they have left, how much energy, how much interest they have left. And I'm not trying to be dramatic because obviously the Chargers will be in the playoffs and that's when the season's on their line. But at a certain point, the Chargers need to churn this up, man. They need to really get this offense into full gear, more stuff down the field, do something against a good defense. I think the Chargers rise to the occasion. I think the Chargers are a dark horse squad. I'm going over the 39.5. Last game of the weekend, we got the Dallas Cowboys, them boys, at the Washington No-Names. Over, under 41.5. Money, money, money. Money. Sam Howell, Sam Powell, whatever his name is. I'm going under, but it's not really about Sam when you look at this game. It's about a Cowboys defense that needs to show up. I mean, they need to show up. I mean, that's been one of the sneaky stories no one's really talked about this second half of the NFL season. The Cowboys have given up 30 points, even to bad teams, and it's getting concerning. I think their defense will come out and play a really good game, and I don't think this Washington offense is the type of offense that can push their buttons. To beat the Cowboys, you have to throw it downfield, go 3 or 4 wide receivers, work mesh routes against their man-to-man. That's how you beat them. I just don't think the third-string quarterback or simply any quarterback on on the no-names roster is the guy to do it on the other side of the ball. I mean, there is always a risk of this Cowboys offense running bonkers on anyone. I completely get it, but let me just say something. I think this Washington defense is pretty damn good. I think their front seven is pretty good, and I believe they'll do good against the Cowboys' run attack. If you stop the Cowboys' run attack, yes, Dak can throw it a little bit, but he's not putting up 30 unless they rush for 150 yards. I'm going under the 41.5. Make it a money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. The best gambling show on the internet. 1 week to the playoffs. Let's get this money.